Brooklyn misses you. We miss Brooklyn. I was just talking about this with Brooklyn, who does the social media. Rich homie Brooklyn, shout out. We were talking about, man, like so many memories. Um, Sir Ambrose, I was with Sir Ambrose. He was jumping over bikes one time in Brooklyn, like hurdling with his hair flapping in the wind. It's good times, and I'm really. It makes me sad that the summers won't be the same. I actually think that New York might be like a masked city for a while next year because I don't know how you're going to deal with the density level, the amount of people who are in the city. It won't run the same. It'll have to run in a way that, I mean, you can't social distance in New York if it operates. So I feel like it's just going to be some masked shit like uh, the last season of Watchmen. So it's my favorite drink to make. Yes, me too. What are your views on spirituality? Thank you, Global Bedu. My views on spirituality. I'm gonna make a whole album about it. Not the one that I'm working on now, but the one that'll come out next year. There's so much I could say, but in a nutshell, I I believe in a unifying energy between all living things. I don't believe in like the devil as being somehow separate. I don't even talk in good and evil terms. I think there are light forces, dark forces, but I really just study every single religion. And when I say I study, I don't just say I'm spiritual and I believe all religions are different paths to God. And that's cute. You know what I mean? It was cute. I used to say that when I was a kid. That's cute. But how do you know that? Maybe they're not the same. And you don't know that until you explore, until you actually taste it. I could say the same shit for food. Oh yeah. I believe all foods are different paths to enjoyment and nutrition and nourishing you. But I should probably try Japanese food, Swedish food, Tanzanian food, Argentinian food before I say like, yo, these are before I make that conclusion. And that's how I feel about religion. Like, so I can pray in different languages and in different um, religions, but I will never be a fan of one religion over the other. I will always be a human being first and a spiritual being. Um, Thank you for that question, but we could talk about that for hours. I don't want to keep you here all the time. How was your trip to Ethiopia? Nagesti, want to talk about it? Yeah, so I was actually in Ethiopia for a very short time. I want to go back and go to like Lalibela and Axum and travel outside of Addis. But Addis is beautiful, and I feel like it's an underrated city in Africa as far as its beauty. Um, People know it for the lovely history of Ethiopia and then it being a shining light for the African Union having a headquarters there. But I feel like the city itself, the hills and the vibe of it, it wasn't too crazy for me. Obviously, because I've been to like Lagos, I've been to Nairobi, I've been to Joburg. It was more chill than that, but just pretty. But I was only there like 24 hours. We got in a car accident, right? So the truth of the 85 to Africa, this is what happened. We after we get evicted in Atlanta and I'm on the US tour and we realize, yo, we can't go back in that house because that homeowner just lost the house. We got hit in the crosshair with this eviction. At because we were renting this house for the album. I go on tour. Then I finish U.S. tour. Go on the African tour, and our first stop before we go to West Africa and South Africa is in Ethiopia. And so we're in Addis on a long layover. We go out at night. There's a 1 mile of like some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life at the let out. It was like 1 or 2 a.m. They're letting out of the club. I couldn't believe my eyes. We stop by, get some food. Everything's great. We're like, yo, we should stay here longer. Let's extend. And right as we say that, all I hear is bah, bah. And it's like three car accidents. And all my homies, like we were rolling deep in these taxis. No seat belts on. None of Bus's head on the windshield. Cracks the windshield open with his head. My back, all of us are hurting. The only reason we didn't fly out the cars is because the taxi cabs are so tiny, and we were way bigger than them that our knees and our bodies kept us in the car. We spent the night. I'm laughing because we laugh about it now. At the time, it was like, damn, I can't believe this. But we spent the night in the hospital, and that was like, but that that was the beginning of 85 to Africa, which is why the name being a highway makes so much sense. We got in an accident on the highway, so that was the start of the album. But it was not, and it was my first time in Ethiopia, but it won't be my last, and it didn't tarnish my image of Ethiopia. Accidents happen anywhere. Um, so, but it made me wish to have a much longer stay and not be there just in the middle of the night where we could bust a windshield open. But that's the true story. That was the beginning of our Ethiopian journeys. Hopefully, Nagesti, maybe we can link when I go. Um, you going back to Atlanta? Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go back to Atlanta, but not for a while. I think I don't know when the travel is gonna open up, or open up in a way where I feel cool. I mean, I know friends who've traveled, um, but I need to see. You know what it is? I need to see. I need to trust Atlanta. I trust Keisha. But I'll be 100, man. I seen some of y'all and some of you, my homies, y'all out there, you wildin'. The barbecues and pool parties, you wildin'. You like even when you think you social distancing and it's just 12 of y'all, you wildin'. And I don't think maybe you didn't. I don't know. Maybe you didn't catch when COVID was up there as the top killer of Americans. Maybe you didn't catch what happened in New York, but then maybe you didn't catch that black people are suffering at alarming rates because of really because of the same things that we've been complaining about for in our experience in this country dating back for hundreds of years. If you didn't catch any of that, look that shit up, and you need to chill with all the wild, like 100 niggas at the mansion and shit. We ain't there, yo. This ain't vacation. We ain't there. So I'm really worried about Atlanta, to be honest. Like, I just want. I think we have to exist in the summer. I don't expect everybody to stay in. Like, I know it's stay at home. Great, do that as much as you can. But you're a human being. I know you got to be social. We're gonna start. We have to. It's life. But I'll just say I would not. I would not go out without a mask, and I would not go out to that extreme like these pool parties that I've been seeing. So maybe if Atlanta like cools off a bit, I'll come through. Shit, we ain't there. Oh, Jessica, you in here? What's up? Queen Shell, what up? Like social distance and staying at home is the cure. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. None of it is the cure, but there's. I think there's a way to live. I think there's a balance, basically. Don't kiss anybody new. The mask don't protect fully. Yeah, I know that. That's of course it doesn't protect it fully, but it protects somewhat, and that's the thing. I think we just have to protect enough, but also live enough. That's where we're at. We need is balance, and you're gonna have to find that balance in your crew, It's really about your tribe. I trust my crew, so like, um, and there's certain crews I don't trust. Certain people I don't. I'm like, you risky. You know what I mean? He said, "Damn, no kissing." You gonna kiss somebody? Take advantage of the world pausing. I agree. I agree, but don't put the pressure on yourself to like come out here like a brand new person. I think it'd be great if it does. If it doesn't, no, I'm just not. I'm not in the mood. And like too many memes and positive advice on social media. Sometimes I just want to say the opposite of everything I see. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to. Today, I didn't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to see. I don't want anybody to tell me to do better. I don't want anybody to tell me to come out a better person. I would rather do nothing some days. Absolutely nothing. That is actually what my birthday was recently. I wish I did less on my birthday. And in life, actually, I want to do less. I honestly think that's the secret to life. I've been so ambitious my whole life. I have not hit, well, I probably hit like 10% of my goals. I haven't when I and somebody just said divine maverick magnetism, exactly. Just be, which is not as easy as people think to just be. You know what I've been doing? Just do. Just do it. Nike came out, this nigga Air Jordan came out, I believed, yo. Just do it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's everything in life. Just do. I gotta get this done. Like, I gotta make 100 million before I have kids. I'm still operating off this shit. Ridiculous. And then I started studying Eastern religion, and it was just be. Which for anybody, if you've ever like recorded something or you gone out in public and spoke, and people are like, "Yo, just be yourself." You mean just be myself? I am being myself. It makes you feel like you're not being yourself, and so just be was always difficult for me. Now I get it. For me, it's just do less, and when I do less, I be more. Do less, and then when we are now meditating on the law of doing less. Many people think that doing is essential in life, but what they find is to be. One must do less and be more. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I may be wrong. I don't know. I didn't go to Oxford. I don't know. I don't know this thing. Hey. Oh, that is the law. You're right. Boateng, Gabriel or Abriel. I don't know if it's Boateng Abriel or Boateng Gabriel. Actually, it's the law of least effort. So what she's talking about is the path of least resistance. That's where I'm at. Thank you for bringing that up. The path of least resistance, and the way I'm phrasing it is do less. If you do less, you can be more. I'm going live with somebody else. This is the lottery. Oh shit. Dude, I can't go live with you. You crazy. Actually, I'm going live with you since you shared the light. But I feel like